Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Station for Learning. Today, we are going to talk about promoting respect, fairness, and equality through classroom rules, the role of boundaries in a positive learning environment. As we look into the introduction of this topic, it needs to understand that classroom rules are essential tools for managing behavior and creating a safe and productive learning environment. They act as a framework within which both teachers and students operate. When thoughtfully created and consistently enforced, classroom rules do more than maintain order. They promote values such as respect, fairness, and equality, which are critical for both academic and social emotional development. For example, a common rule such as raise your hand before speaking not only helps maintain order but also ensures that every student has a fair chance to speak, preventing dominant voices from taking over. And this is why the boundaries are important and why boundaries matter. So, these are the reasons that they build a foundation for mutual respect. And they also help us in creating a positive and inclusive classroom culture. Now, the first point that we need to look into related to the promotion of respect and fairness and equality through classroom rules. So, the very first thing that comes into our practice is clarity and consistency. Now, what is that? Having clear and consistent rules eliminates confusion and uncertainty about acceptable behavior. When all students know what is expected, it leads to mutual understanding and respect. For example, a rule like keep hands and feet to yourself is simple and clear. When enforced consistently, it communicates that personal space and boundaries are respected for everyone, which reduces conflict and promotes a sense of security. Now, the next rule that comes here is promoting fairness. Now, what do we have to do? We have to ensure that rules that all students are held to the same standards, which prevents accusations of favoritism or discrimination. This fairness helps build trust among students and between students and teachers. For example, if a student arrives late and the rule is that late arrivals must complete a catch up form, this should apply whether the student is a top performer or not. Equal application of rules sends a strong message of impartiality. Now, next comes the creating a safe environment. Boundaries help create a safe space, both physically and emotionally. Students are more likely to engage in learning when they feel secure and free from bullying or harassment. For example, a rule such as no name calling or teasing directly addresses emotional safety. When enforced, it fosters a respectful culture where students can express themselves without fear of ridicule. The next rule is encouraging responsibility. Rules encourage students to be accountable for their behavior. When they understand consequences, they learn to self regulate and make more thoughtful decisions. A rule like take care of classroom materials teaches students that they are stewards of shared resources. This not only instills responsibility but also respect for communal property. Next comes is fostering communication. Good classroom rules include guidelines for respectful communication and conflict resolution. This nurtures an environment where students feel heard and respected. For example, a rule such as listen when others are speaking promotes active listening and respectful dialogue. It shows the students that their voices matter and that they must also respect others' contributions. Next, we have is modeling behavior. Teachers play a critical role in modeling the behavior they expect. Consistent enforcement of rules by the teacher demonstrates commitment to the values of fairness, respect, and equality. For example, if a teacher always says please and thank you and follows the same classroom rules, for example, not interrupting students are more likely to emulate that behavior. So, these were some of the classroom rules that are essential for promoting respect, fairness, and equality through the classroom rules. Now, the conclusion in this regard is we need to establish boundaries through classroom rules that is more than just a behavioral management strategy. It's a foundation for a respectful, fair, and equitable classroom. Clear, consistent, and meaningful rules support academic learning and foster an environment where all students feel valued and included. Educators should view rules not as restrictions but as opportunities to teach lifelong values. In a well managed classroom, respect is not demanded, it is earned and shared. This is all for today's lesson. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to learn any other topic, you can definitely share it in the comment section. Thank you.